You stand at the precipice of a unique relationship with a younger man, or perhaps you yearn for one. Such pairings are increasingly common, yet many nascent romances quickly fade, sometimes spiraling into baffling tragedy. Why does that initial, seemingly immutable attraction so easily vanish, leaving behind confusion and a haunting question? What truly went wrong? You've been bombarded with stale advice: reverse aging, chase trends, or use wealth to obscure the age gap. This is a perilous illusion, an endless loop of insecurity and futile effort. Stop! The unvarnished truth will yank you from that dream. Read this entire article, for it offers more than just dry tips. It presents an entirely new mindset, empowering you to confidently enter and build truly worthy relationships. Hidden deep within your psyche is a subconscious fear of age, often hard to recognize. This isn't merely anxiety about a few wrinkles or physical changes. It's a subtle energetic shift, an unnamed unease that surfaces the moment you think, or he realizes, your true age. That's when the questions, am I still attractive enough? Or, will he still desire me as before? Begin to gnaw at your mind. This fear isn't a conscious choice. It's a consequence of relentless societal pressure, insidious stereotypes about women's value over time, and even personal experiences that left you feeling inadequate. All of this has forged a deeply flawed belief. Age is a flaw, a weakness you must hide, compensate for, or fight against. When this toxic belief takes root, it begins to manipulate. This subconscious fear transforms into subtle signals of insecurity you unwittingly broadcast. Timidity, an urge to prove yourself, or a desperate craving for validation. These nonverbal cues compound, forming an invisible burden that weighs down your very energy and confidence. This is the core knot that must be untangled. Because when you believe age is a disadvantage, you'll subconsciously engage in self-sabotaging behaviors to compensate, like the pitfalls we'll analyze later. Ironically, these very behaviors reinforce the initial fear, creating a negative feedback loop that slowly drains your natural and unique allure. The 12 perilous pitfalls and their hidden costs, the fear of age, like a toxic undercurrent, permeates every action, leading to 12 grave missteps. Each step is a poisoned arrow, slowly draining the wellspring of your authentic attractiveness. Understanding them isn't about condemnation, but about dissecting the psychological mechanisms that fracture connection. Becoming the mother, an imbalance of power. You relentlessly offer unsolicited advice, overly coddle, or excessively worry about his every move, far exceeding the boundaries of an equal partner. The motivation is often a desperate need for control, a burning desire to feel indispensable in his life. Sometimes, it's also a primal fear of losing control when you feel your power is shaken by the age difference. He already has a mother. What he seeks is an equal, a lover, a confidant. This behavior inadvertently triggers his instinct for autonomy and independence, casting him into the role of a child, not a romantic partner. His subconscious will recoil from the idea of being controlled, guided, or stripped of his self-determination. He'll feel diminished, losing his masculinity and his desire to be himself in the relationship. The allure of a self-possessed woman will be replaced by dependency, which younger men do not seek in a romantic partner. The urge to control, stifling freedom and excitement. Using your life experience to manipulate, predict the future, or openly dictate his choices, and the trajectory of the relationship is a misguided path. The motivation stems from a profound lack of trust in yourself, in him, and in the natural flow of life. It could be a byproduct of past disappointments, a desperate need for predictability, or a subconscious attempt to assert power. The fear of uncertainty, of repeating past mistakes, pushes you into this controlling behavior. This chokes the flame of spontaneity, obliterates mystery, and extinguishes the thrill of discovery, all crucial elements of attraction. A younger man, navigating his own path, will perceive this as a pre-written script rather than a partnership. He'll feel suffocated, stripped of his freedom to choose and grow, causing his desire for novelty and surprise to dwindle. He wants a companion, not a commander of his life. Hiding your age, exposing insecurity. You evade questions about your age, make self-deprecating jokes, or visibly shift your demeanor when the topic arises. The motivation is a direct manifestation of a primal fear of aging and being deemed unattractive, or a deep-seated belief that your value diminishes over time. It's an internal battle with self-acceptance, influenced by societal pressures that fetishize youth and shame aging. This profound insecurity is an invisible burden. Your age becomes your problem, something to be ashamed of. Magnetic attraction flourishes only in authenticity, in unwavering self-confidence. When you project discomfort, you inadvertently make him uncomfortable too, eroding the foundation of genuine connection. He'll sense an incongruity in you, a gap between your true self and the image you try to project, which will push back against his innate desire for honesty and transparency. He's not looking for a secret, but a woman who is truly confident in herself. Obsessing over youthfulness and appeal. You dive into cosmetic procedures obsessively, constantly try to mimic youth fashion or behavior, and even alter your speech and mannerisms. The motivation is an instinctive manifestation of a desperate fear of becoming obsolete, a frantic race against time, driven by the toxic belief that youth equals beauty and desirability. This is the exhaustion from never-ending battles with time and societal perception. This obsessive pursuit leads to a tragic loss of authenticity, obscuring the very mature qualities, confidence, composure, depth, that initially drew him in. He was captivated by the essence of a mature woman, not a poor, forced imitation of a younger one. What he seeks is a woman who has risen above superficiality, not one desperately clinging to it. He senses the inauthenticity, the underlying insecurity, and that doesn't inspire admiration, but rather a sense of unease and a lack of respect. Flaunting achievements, turning love into a transaction. You constantly talk about your career achievements, material possessions, or lavish travels, seeing them as measures of your worth and attractiveness. The motivation is often a subconscious attempt to compensate for perceived emotional or physical insecurities with material value or external success. It can be a defense mechanism, believing tangible success is the only unshakable proof of your worth, or a desperate yearning for validation, the exhaustion of constantly having to prove your value in a materialistic society. This turns a romantic date into a sterile job interview. It shifts the focus from your inherent human magnetism to the transactional value of what you possess. A younger man, especially one who is ambitious and building his own career, craves emotional richness, shared experiences. This can make him feel belittled, placed in a passive role, or create a power imbalance, disrupting the sense of equality and the desire to build something together. Always available, a signal of dependency. You respond to texts immediately, cancel personal plans just to see him, are always free when he calls, and place all other priorities below him. The motivation is often a deep-seated fear of abandonment or a desperate craving for connection, manifesting as persistent neediness. It stems from a subconscious belief that you must be constantly present and agreeable to maintain his interest, demonstrating a lack of understanding of your own value. This eagerness broadcasts a lack of self-worth, an emptiness you implicitly ask him to fill. It strips away the mystery, the challenge, and the delicate dance of courtship that fuels initial attraction. He's drawn to individuals with their own lives, purpose, and inner universe. When you appear to lack this, he senses dependency, which will ultimately drain his energy and diminish your natural appeal. Neediness is a powerful repellent, never attractive. He will feel pressured, or worse, lose respect because you lack boundaries for yourself. Suppressing emotion, losing playfulness and sensuality. You consistently present yourself as rational, formal, and in control, neglecting your vibrant, spontaneous, and sensual aspects. The motivation can be a manifestation of a fear of vulnerability, or a protective mechanism built over years of navigating life's complexities. It could also be due to societal conditioning that mature women must be serious and suppress playfulness or sensuality. This is the exhaustion from endless emotional battles, causing you to close yourself off and lose your innocence. A younger man isn't looking for more seriousness in his life. He craves lightness, laughter, the free joy of spontaneity, and an undeniable spark of sensuality. When playfulness and sensuality are suppressed, you present only a fraction of yourself, diminishing the vibrant energy and zest for life that are inherently attractive. He'll feel a lack of connection on a deeper level, a void of joy and effervescence that he seeks to balance his own life. Feigning indifference, a mask of inauthenticity. You pretend not to care, intentionally maintain emotional distance to avoid appearing needy or overly attached. The motivation is often a deeply ingrained defense mechanism from past hurts, a fear of rejection, or the mistaken belief that emotional detachment confers power. This is armor erected after past stumbles. This feigned indifference comes across as cold, arrogant, or emotionally unavailable. It directly contradicts your greatest strength, the capacity for deep emotional connection and genuine intimacy. He craves authentic connection, a partner with whom he can experience emotional vulnerability. When you project an impenetrable facade, you deny the very intimacy he subconsciously seeks, causing him to retreat into his own defenses, losing the opportunity to touch the depth of your soul. Imposing expectations, turning the relationship into a burden. You constantly expect him to initiate calls, texts, or plans, assuming he should read your mind or anticipate your every need without being told. The motivation often stems from a combination of past relationship conditioning, where men were always expected to lead, and a lack of personal initiative. It can also be a subtle manifestation of a desire to prove your importance by being pursued, by being served. This creates an unsustainable imbalance, transforming the relationship into a one-sided effort that drains his energy and commitment. A younger man, shaping his own path, seeks a partner, an active participant who brings her own drive and intention to the relationship. He's not looking for a project or a mind reader. He wants a vibrant collaborator. This passive attitude can be an unfair burden, stifling his natural inclination to share and grow, making him feel taken advantage of, or losing the sense of building something together. Ceasing personal growth. You stop learning new things, neglect hobbies, or scale back personal goals once in a relationship, causing your world to shrink and revolve solely around him. The motivation can be a subconscious attempt to anchor the relationship by making the partner the sole focus, or a manifestation of codependency. It can also reflect a fear that individual pursuits will jeopardize the relationship, or a deep weariness from life's endless battles that makes you stop investing in yourself, leading to a depletion of energy. This self-neglect slowly erodes the vibrant energy that drew him in. You become less inspiring, less interesting over time. A younger man, often in a dynamic phase of self-discovery, is attracted to a woman who exudes a strong sense of independence, who cultivates her own universe. When that universe shrinks to only him, he senses a profound lack of inner vitality, which ultimately diminishes his admiration and desire to grow together. He needs a source of inspiration, a partner with a rich inner life to explore with, not someone who merely clings. Burdened by past wounds. You compare him to past lovers, project fears of abandonment or betrayal, or automatically apply negative past patterns to the new relationship. The motivation stems from failing to do the crucial work of self-healing and integrating past traumas. These are psychological blind spots, invisible burdens carried from unresolved conflicts or past heartbreaks, distorting how you perceive reality. This unresolved emotional baggage places an unfair burden on him. He feels the relationship is viewed through the distorted lens of your past, unfairly judged or inexplicably held responsible for wounds he didn't inflict. This creates an emotional barrier, preventing him from trusting or investing in a relationship that feels tainted by someone else's history. He instinctively recoils from the responsibility of carrying someone else's unresolved pain, as it drains his energy and his faith in the relationship. The generational divide. You fail to truly understand, empathize with, or appreciate the unique pressures, aspirations, and communication styles of his generation. You unconsciously impose the values and expectations of your own era onto his reality. The motivation stems from unconscious cognitive bias or a lack of psychological curiosity, a subtle arrogance in assuming your life experience applies universally. It can also be the exhaustion from endless battles in understanding others, causing you to stop making an effort to connect deeply. This creates a palpable chasm of misunderstanding, a lack of empathy that hinders genuine connection. It can make him feel unheard, misunderstood, or judged. He seeks a partner who can bridge generational gaps with curiosity and respect, not one who inadvertently reinforces them with subtle judgment or a lack of comprehension. He seeks intellectual and emotional resonance, which will be fractured when his lived reality isn't acknowledged or appreciated, causing him to feel distant and misunderstood. Age is an advantage, not a burden. Stop. This is the truth that will pull you from the illusion that has held you captive for so long. The belief that your age is a flaw, a disadvantage to be compensated for or hidden, is the sole, ultimate root of every single mistake outlined. This is the toxic illusion, the psychological quicksand that traps and drains your original allure. Prepare for a truth that will overturn everything you've ever believed. A younger man, authentically and deeply drawn to a mature woman, seeks precisely who she is, not a younger, diluted version. He isn't mesmerized by the illusion of youth you try to project. He's captivated by the rich, layered tapestry of your authentic self. He seeks the very wisdom, experience, and emotional depth that only time, lived consciously, can cultivate. Therefore, you don't need to compensate for anything. You need to confidently own who you are. This is not a weakness to fix, but a unique, unparalleled advantage to powerfully express. Your age is not a burden. It is the alchemist's fire that has forged your most captivating qualities. The exclusive power of the mature woman, what only you can bring within this liberating truth, lies the discovery of your unparalleled power. What is it that only you, as a mature woman, can truly bring? Not compensation, but invaluable, inherent worth. Profound perspective, wisdom from experience. This isn't merely experience. It's a refined, nuanced understanding of the human condition. It's earned only through the crucible of life's trials, navigating tumultuous currents and rising stronger from the ashes of adversity. It's the ability to see beyond the superficial, grasp underlying patterns, and offer insights that resonate with timeless wisdom. This perspective is a magnetic beacon, drawing those who seek depth and genuine guidance in their lives. Emotional stability, providing security. Unlike those still grappling with self-discovery, you've found your inner anchor. Your self-worth no longer fluctuates, nor do you desperately crave external validation to feel complete. This cultivated emotional equilibrium is a profound gift, a tranquil harbor for a younger man, often still navigating his own emotional currents. Your presence offers a calm, a stability that is both comforting and immensely attractive, making him feel safe to be himself. Freedom to be yourself, the allure of authenticity. This is a luminous presence, an undeniable aura of self-acceptance and authenticity, forged over time. It's liberation from the chase for external approval, allowing your genuine spirit to shine unencumbered. This freedom is intoxicating. It implicitly grants him permission to be himself, free from the societal pressures that often define younger relationships. The energy of a woman unbound, no longer wearing masks, is an irresistible magnetic field. Intellectual and soulful depth. This extends far beyond the number of years on the calendar. It's a life lived consciously, every challenge transmuted into insight, every joy savored into gratitude, every pain transformed into compassion. This creates an unusually captivating presence, a brilliant inner world that invites exploration. Your depth is a rich universe, infinitely more compelling than any superficiality. It's the ability to hold complex emotions, offer nuanced perspectives, and connect on a level few can match, creating the allure of a soul that has experienced and understood. Unique energy, the unexplainable allure. You are a captivating synthesis, a vibrant vitality unbound by age, seamlessly interwoven with a profound wisdom a younger woman simply cannot possess. This isn't renewed youth, but elevated maturity, an energy that is both dynamic and profound, both spirited and serene. It's the wondrous blend that makes your presence unforgettable, creating an irresistible magnetic field. Cultivating your magnetic allure and building true equality to harness this unparalleled power. Intentional cultivation and conscious nurturing are paramount. These are not merely pieces of advice, but profound shifts in how you exist, strategies for embodying your most potent self. Live authentically. Radiate from within. Stop trying to impress. Simply share who you are. This is the key. Don't try to contort yourself to fit an external mold. Don't fight your natural essence. Celebrate it with every fiber of your being. Don't apologize for your rich tapestry of experiences. Instead, let it be your greatest strength, a testament to your resilience and wisdom. Embrace radical self-acceptance. This is the unshakable foundation of attraction. When a woman ceases the exhausting battle against youth and wholeheartedly embraces her true self, she becomes an unstoppable force of irresistible charm. This isn't passive acceptance. It's an active, fierce love for every aspect of who you are. Give from a place of abundance, not scarcity. This is a profound psychological distinction. Don't look to him to fill a void within you, for that creates dependency and emotional burden. Instead, radiate from your internal wholeness, sharing the richness of your inner universe, inviting him to a feast, not a rescue mission. The energy of a self-accepting and abundant woman will trigger admiration and a desire for soul-level connection from younger men. Engage actively, building an equal partnership. Initiate dates, conversations, and clearly articulate your desires and boundaries. This demonstrates your agency, your autonomy, and removes ambiguity. Be a creator of interaction, not a passive recipient. Contribute equally to the planning and organic evolution of the relationship. This fosters shared effort and mutual investment, transforming one-sided expectations into a vibrant, sustainable collaboration. Show that you are a dynamic participant, not merely a passive recipient in the relationship. This rebalances power and cultivates genuine respect, acknowledging that both bring value and intention to the connection. Nurture your inner world, continuously learn new things, explore new hobbies, and relentlessly pursue personal growth and goals. This is the wellspring of your captivating and boundless presence. Maintain a vibrant, independent world outside the relationship. This keeps your energy fresh, your conversations novel, and your spirit unburdened by singular focus on another. Live an inspired life, a life so rich and fulfilling that your very presence becomes a magnetic force. This attraction doesn't come from trying to inspire him, but from the pure radiance of a life lived with passion and purpose. Heal and self-reflect. Consciously process and release past emotional wounds and relationship patterns. This deep internal cleansing is paramount, as unhealed wounds cast long shadows, tainting new beginnings. Practice consistent self-reflection. This includes journaling, deep meditation, or seeking guidance from professional therapy if needed. These aren't luxuries, but essential tools for inner liberation and true peace. Actively let go of negative expectations or ingrained patterns from unresolved experiences. This conscious act of release cleanses the slate, allowing a truly fresh, unburdened connection to emerge. cultivate emotional intelligence. Devote yourself to deeply understanding and respecting the unique experiences, subtle pressures, and distinct communication styles of his generation. This is empathy in action, bridging the age gap. Practice active, empathetic listening, asking open-ended questions that invite him to truly share his world. This fosters genuine connection, building bridges of understanding rather than walls of judgment. Share your wisdom from a place of shared life experience, not from a position of superiority. This gentle, profound sharing allows him to explore emotional depths and perspectives he hasn't encountered, fostering intellectual and emotional growth within him, driven by his own curiosity. This is the missing piece you've been seeking, a radiant ultimate truth that connects everything. True attraction, the kind that endures and runs deep, is not found in fleeting beauty, youthful freshness, or innocence. It vibrates with the fierce energy of authenticity, the vibrant power of vitality, and the boundless depth cultivated only through a life lived consciously, fully. Your age is not a deficit, a flaw to be hidden, or a weakness to compensate for. In fact, it is your undeniable superpower. You do not need to apologize for it, rush to conceal it, or defensively guard it. Instead, you are called to celebrate it, to embrace it fiercely, and to allow this inherent power to become the radiant, unshakable foundation of your natural allure. This is the life-altering declaration, an irreversible transformation. When a mature woman truly grasps this reality, when she stops seeing her age as an impediment and instead realizes it is her most potent superpower, when she recognizes that her perceived flaws are actually her greatest, most captivating assets, then, and only then, does everything irrevocably shift. Not just the dynamics in her romantic relationships, but her entire inner world, radiating outwards to touch every aspect of her life with new power and magnetic grace. Are you ready to unlock your superpower? If this video resonated with you, don't hesitate. Like to show your support. Share this article with the women you believe need to read it. Comment your thoughts and experiences below. Let's build a strong community. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on other valuable content. Thank you for watching and for being part of this journey.